This is going to be a short video about adding content to your ePortfolio. I'm going to add some content on the My Courses section of this ePortfolio. You'll see that I've already added some pages to the portfolio for my content. I've added this instruction video page, which I'm going to click on. Once I've done that, you'll see that the title of the page is highlighted, and I then know that I can add some content to this page. I'm going to do that by choosing Add a Module right here on the right. That gives me some choices about the different types of content I might load to this page. I could choose image, video, audio, or rich text, or gallery if I wanted to add a gallery of photos. I could also choose Google Docs or social media content types. The first thing I want to do is add a video to this page, so I'm going to choose Image, Video, Audio and click Add this module here. That module will take a moment to upload, and when I have my video module up, it will give me a couple of different choices. One is replace this media with large video, which will allow me to upload a video directly from my computer. I can also choose replace this media, which will give me some different choices. I'm going to upload a video from YouTube, and so I'm going to choose Media from Web New on this pop-up box. I now just have to paste in a URL or embed code from my YouTube site. I happen to have my YouTube site up. I'm going to go to that page. Here's the video I want to load, and I'm just going to copy the URL on this page and go back to my Digication site. I'm going to click Replace this media, choose that Media from Web New third tab, and paste in the URL code. Done. And now I have a video on my page. I'd like to also add an introduction to this video on the page so my viewers know what it's about. So I'm going to add a second module. I'm going to go here and click Add a Module. This time I'm going to use rich text as my content choice and choose Add this module. That choice is going to give me a text box to type into. I'll add some introductory text. How about, this video will help you master Digication. I can do some editing of this text. For instance, I could bold or italicize or underline. You'll see that you can also insert files or insert photos, insert tables, add a link to a website. I'm going to add a link to a document as well. So I'll type another line. How about, here is an additional instructional doc. I'll add that instructional doc link by choosing the appropriate text, clicking on this Insert File, and choose File from my computer. How about this added step-by-step instructions document? That is going to upload, and I'll click Insert. I now have a link to the document that my viewers can use to access it, and I'll click Save on this text box. Now that I have an introduction and a video on this page, I want to see how it looks to my viewers. Right now we are on the Edit view in this ePortfolio. I'm going to check things out by going over to the Publish tab here at the top. So here's my published view. You'll notice it looks a little different than you might have expected. We've added some content, but it is not appearing on the published view, and my viewers would not be able to see it. Why is that? I'm going to check out what the problem is by going back to my edit view. And you'll see that we have some red notices on the page that say, draft, this module has unpublished changes. In Digication, your content is always in draft form, viewable only by you until you publish it and say that other people can view it. So I'm going to go here to this Publish This Page button and say, yes, I want to publish all changes. Once I've done that, I am going to go back to my published view, and now you'll see that my content appears as expected with my introduction and my video. There's one last thing I'd like to do in adding content to this ePortfolio, which was add a PDF document. So I'm going to go back to my Edit tab. Of course, we can add text to the ePortfolio as we did in this introduction by adding a rich text module. We could even link it to a document here. But this document link is not very visual on the page. It's going to take me away from my ePortfolio. It's an extra click for my reader. I could also paste, say, from a Word document directly into this rich text module, but that's going to lose formatting. And so the best way to add documents to ePortfolio is often to add them as a PDF file. I'm going to do that on this sample flyer page that I've added. On that page, I'm going to add a new module. I'm going to choose Image, Video, Audio again. That's because even though we often think of PDFs as documents, they're actually image files. So Image, Video, Audio, and I'll choose Add this module. When my video module loads, I'm going to choose Replace this media again. Only this time, I'll stay on this first source tab and choose a PDF file from my computer. How about this one? When that uploads, I'll say done, and there you go. I have a PDF on my page, which I am going to publish. Yes, I want to publish all changes. And I'll go up to my Publish tab and take a look at what that looks like. That looks great on the page and much better than a link to a document. We've now added 3 types of content to the ePortfolio. If you want to learn more about adding other types of content, you can go up here to your ePortfolio homepage and click on How-To Guides. That will take you to our help site where you can choose Digication support for students, and you'll find a content tab that will give you some step-by-steps for adding other types of content. I hope this has helped you in doing some initial content loading to your ePortfolio page, and I look forward to seeing all the creative content that you add to your ePortfolios.